Laristo and Kozak? No, they are not. Okay. So it is indeed Lucy and Varish versus Jade and Croak. That is our composition now. It's finalized, at least for this round. It is best of 3, so we'll see what happens after the first match. At any rate, what rights are we choosing? We have, okay, obviously Laristo's going to go for evasion. Kozak with a Venom Strike, because that is a typical thing. I mean, you just want that extra damage, why not? Especially against Varish, because that extra damage is the same thing as the ultimate. It explodes, so you end up with an escape move that gets you out of there. But Varish doesn't have a whole lot of escape moves. Actually, now that it's Little Master, they're both kind of... They'll shield. That's what they'll probably do in response. If they really care. But yeah, they can't easily escape out of there. So that's the thing. We have one of the most mobile, stealthy teams against the least mobile composition. I'm pretty sure the least mobile composition. They certainly have very few mobility moves. And Hyphy on the Wuju double cast. And barrier with knockback, which makes, I mean, when you're dealing with the Croak, that makes a lot of sense. Get them out of the way. As I mentioned, this is going to be the hard thing, is Lucy is going to probably get focused moderately hard. Actually, let me say no, Hyphy getting focused first. I see, red team, no, they are focusing on Lucy. They just wanted to get Hyphy out of the way first, and now Little Master's getting the focus. But yeah, that's the thing. You really want to get... When you're playing as Lucy against this kind of composition, you want to get them out of the way, because a Lucy who can kite is a Lucy that lives. Forever. Laristo just barely missing that snipe. Going for the... Whoa, I guess they must have misread the timing on the counter there. That kind of sucks. I mean, that was like a second or... That was a second-ish in on the counter timing. So I don't think that was a reaction. I think that was simply thinking, oh, it's going to time out sooner than it did. I noticed that happens sometimes with lag. It feels like you should hit, the timer should run out, and it doesn't quite... Or it's not quite the right timing, but even then it was a bit weird. Anyway, nice Petrify coming in from the Little Master. But even then getting focused down, and once again, another snipe missing. The Little Master keeps avoiding it, or Laristo keeps missing him. Not sure what's going on there. We saw Laristo doing a really good job with snipes before, so I'm not sure what is happening, why that's going on. And nice Clarity Potion. Finally, the Camouflage. Clarity Potion getting out Camouflage, or rather Stealth in general. That is a big deal. Alright, so the first round goes to blue team, but I feel like a lot of that was... There was 130-ish damage on the table from those 3 snipes missing.
And I'm just here for fun.
I don't know why. Like I said, Laristo, they're doing fine. And yeah, I kept pointing out, what do you mean double Wuju at high-level play? Because at high-level play, you don't usually see double Wuju. You usually... I'm not sure what you usually see. Well, last game we saw the Inhibitor's Guard giving Corruption. But even then, that's... I mean, that's better, because you get Corruption on everybody, they deal less damage. Like, oftentimes what I see high-level play Varish's do is pretty much just keep spamming Corruption. Like, just get Corruption on everybody so they take less damage. Oh, I see. But pointing out that it does deal with Croak and Jade, and that's a fair point. But yeah, there's kind of a conventional wisdom that double Wuju isn't really what you do at high-level play. But this is a bit of an awkward composition, so I can kind of understand. And, of course, Clarity Potion Snare, because you just do that. That's a typical thing. And, once again, straight for Lucy. Nice walking out of the way. I think that's what it is that Little Master just knows what the timing is. You can kind of hear it in general. It's not hard to know what that is. And then tries to walk right when it would happen, and it looks like Laristo's learning, and instead going for Hyphy with the snipes. I am noticing Laristo's not really going for the central rune with those snipes. Which, I mean, that's probably a stylistic thing more than anything, but yeah, I find that interesting. They're not bothering with the center rune. And good ultimate there. I mean, that's been a lot of meaningful damage on Little Master, getting them out of the way, and splitting up blue team now. Ooh, disabling shot at the wrong timing. That, I think, was misjudging lag more than anything. Okay, never mind. There is that snipe on the center rune. That's a more difficult play. Not saying it's wrong not to do that necessarily. I mean, it is kind of. It's more seemed like a stylistic thing. I say kind of just because, I mean, getting that center rune is a huge deal, and that's something that Jade does really well. Now, at this point, Kozak looks like they're just trying to toxin as much as they can, get their health up as much as they can. And that camouflage not close enough. I think they picked that up. No, they didn't pick it up. If they picked it up, that would have been 50 energy for them. So just missed it. Didn't quite get the Venom Orb on there.
Next time.
And that's that. So, blue team with the second half. Man, that was a bit closer. I think Kozak and Laristo are starting to adapt, starting to understand how Little Master and Hyphy play. But even then, it's turning out difficult. And Laristo just getting for the extra damage. Laristo gunning for the extra healing. Sorry, Kozak gunning for the extra healing. That's just, I don't know. Like I said, it is, I think, focusing down Lucy is the big deal. But the fact that Little Master is weaving around all those snipes. Although, there was some snipes there that I thought, I think that is Laristo aiming towards where Little Master is. But sometimes it happens where you're aiming a skill shot, or obviously it's all skill shots, you're aiming a shot, and it doesn't actually go where you think it'll go, it goes a bit behind, and finally hitting Little Master, but Little Master having a shield on at the time, still getting focused down super heavily. I mean, Hyphy trying to corruption to at least reduce some of the damage being dealt, and that is not what they want to do. I'm not sure why Laristo went for Hyphy right there rather than focusing straight on Little Master, but at this point, Little Master very close to death. And another snipe, another dodge from Little Master. Like I said, the one thing is I'm thinking that it might be a lag thing. Because, like I said, you can aim towards something and then it goes back to someplace it was before. And that ultimate timing, that did not work out for Jade. That did not work out for Laristo at all. I'm a bit surprised Laristo didn't just cancel stealth and get out of there as we had Hyphy going ham on Laristo with their ultimate. And another barrier against the snipe. I mean, all this shielding. Like I said, this is what I expected to have happen because that's basically the main defensive tool. That's the main tool that blue team has for dealing with everything that... Sorry, red team has... Yeah, blue team to deal with everything red team has. Blue team has shields. They don't have any jumps. They have like one move that's on meter to avoid damage. Both of them, they're R's. They're the only damage avoidance move they really have. So that's the thing, is you have a lot of damage being dealt that's hitting shields, that's doing nothing. And I can see Laristo, like, why Laristo and Kozak are focusing down Little Master. That makes a lot of sense. It just seemed a bit weird to me. There's a few times where, like, the disabling shot against the Wuju. I can kind of see the disabling shot logic, because that's what you want to do. Get them out of the way, stop them from attacking. But... oh. What? Why is Shawnee here? That seems like a mistake. Anyway, yeah, so with Little Master, it is... I mean, it's just a matter of their either dodging out of the way or something's going weird with the aiming, which has been a complaint, like with the game in general. So we're on to game 2. Laristo and Kozak are down 0-1, or rather, we have Little Master and Hyphy up 1-0. But yeah, the aiming for not just Jade in general, I think what it is that the game has a bit of an input delay as kind of its compensation, like for lag compensation. And that when you take that into account, you end up with a situation where you're aiming, but if the lag's too high, the aiming will actually be delayed. Like what you see is actually what would happen if it actually took your input directly rather than what your input was 100 milliseconds ago or something. I think that's the reason why the snipes are getting kind of weird. And the aiming is getting weird. And it's like, I mean, Little Master, they are dodging. Don't get me wrong. They are dodging. But there were some shots where it's like, I can see Laristo was aiming and hit the right spot, and there was no dodging going on, but the shot was like 15 degrees off because they were aiming from that direction. So yeah, there's, as far as I can tell, possibly a netcode issue. Hopefully they get sorted out. But anyway, that aside, on to the match itself. So really, Little Master and Hyphy, they can do whatever they like. They have a match as buffer. Kozak and Laristo, on the other hand, being very careful, trying to find sneaky paths in, because they can both stealth. They both get in invisibly. And of course, oh, that was a difficult counter to avoid. And hey, we finally get a snipe hit in there. But yeah, that's a difficult counter to avoid. All the revolver shots just hitting the Wuju, and Wuju should be up in a couple seconds again. And another snipe on the camouflage stun. That's how you focus down Laristo and Kozak. getting good coordination going on there. Although, unfortunately, getting split up here, Laristo just hastily materialing their way out of there. And dodging that ultimate from Hyphy. They needed to do that. Still turning out hard. Wow, barrier and shield together. All the barriers, all the shields. That's not surprising. What? Okay, they must have not been talking, because Laristo revolver shot the incapacitated Hyphy was not the right play. I mean, it's always the thing you want to do is avoid shooting incapacitated enemies, unless it's with a very high burst damage attack. And at this point, it's just, you gotta get rid of Little Master. And now the hits are happening. Not sure what changed. But at this point, Laristo is adapting to or either adapting to lag or avoiding lag, or just adapting to Little Master's play. They have a couple more rounds to do it in, though. I mean, first round goes to the red team, but it's getting less and less convincing with every game.
No.
However, yeah, that revolver shot and the incapacitate, if that hadn't been done, if Laristo had just gone up and started attacking Little Master, I think that, like, during the incapacitate, that would have probably killed Little Master. That would have been likely enough damage. Because then it wouldn't have the second shield from Hyphy. Granted, Barrier is a much stronger shield than Inhibitor's Guard, but still, they wouldn't have had that. And also, I should point out, Inhibitor's Guard on Corruption, that is Hyphy's right this time, not going for double Wuju. Which, I mean, I'm not surprised, because like I said, oftentimes you see high-level barrages just going for all the Corruption, because it reduces damage. And when you're dealing with a high damage team like a team that's entirely built around just killing you before you kill them. Oh, that's where, that must have just not been a reaction. Like I said, with snipes and counters, you have to guess a lot of the time. Like, it is a game of reads, it is not a game of reactions. And at this point, I think blue team, they're not having an easy time in here. Little Master never getting too far away from Hyphy. And of course, now that Inhibitor's Guard heals, Little Master's gonna have an easier time staying alive. Another, nice roll. Once again, a point we're guessing, but at least it's not a counter. At least it doesn't harm the blue team to have that happen, but that's still bad. Okay, that looked like lag. That looked hard like lag. At this point, obviously, you gotta stay out of there. Oh, Jade. Oh man, I wish Instant Replay worked in spectator mode, because then I could go back and double check if she had Blast Vault off cooldown. I don't know if Laristo had Blast Vault off cooldown. I don't think they did. Because if they had, that deadly injection would have gotten out of there.
Like water and oil, we just don't mix.
Although one thing I'm a little bit surprised at, no, I guess I'm not really surprised. I was about to say they're not using Snapshot at all, but why would you? I mean, your opponent's not that mobile anyway. Although I wonder if Kozak would be benefiting from Laristo getting Smoke Veil, like just smoke veiling them both. I don't know. Kinda doubt it. And apparently, going to the right, we should be seeing a lot more panic blasting going on. And hey, cancelled on the counter, on the snipe rather. Good guess there. So exhausting Hyphy's counter, or Hyphy's Wuju just for the time being. And once again, Little Master taking all the focus. Although Hyphy now managing to get a lot of free damage in the process, and at this point, Little Master's taking no meaningful damage, and Kozak below half health. This is the problem with trying to deal with Lucy. Like, trying to fight Lucy is very difficult for this very reason. And roll out of the way. I mean, at the very least, blue team did get the center orb, but I feel like that's not really mattering. And ultimate snipe cancel rather. Getting those snipe cancels down. Bit of a weird aiming issue there, unfortunately. And Laristo, I don't know, they must be getting tired or something. I feel like they're, because like I said, I saw them before. They were aiming fine. They're on tilt or something, and now at this point, Kozak is the only hope that blue team has of not getting out of the tournament and losing the tournament and just getting second place right now. Because remember, this is a winner-takes-all tournament, so Kozak desperately wanted that $50. Not sure what they can do, though. They're trying everything they can. The Deceits are very good. That's what but they wasted the Camouflage cooldown on Camouflage, not Deceit, and that takes the match. Did not incapacitate Doubt. Even if they had done that, it would have been a hard situation with that ultimate. But that is going to be the game. That is going to be the tournament. Good job, Hyphy and Little Master. The $50 is yours.